Happy Saturday! I had a conversation with a friend of mine recently, and she was talking about starting her plant collection, and I watched Rachael's video of lots of pots. I will link her channel below. If you are not familiar with Rachael, you have got to go watch her. She has the most delicious plants ever. If you think I am excited about plants, she is the epitome of excitement. You have got to go watch her channel. I will link her channel below. She did a video about the 5 most charismatic plants in her collection. And between that video and my conversation with my friend, hey Francesca, I decided I wanted to do a video on if I had to start my plant collection all over again, what are the 5 plants that I would start my new collection with, and 3 reasons why. So in this video, I'm going to only choose plants that are already in my collection, but I'm choosing plants specifically for if I was a beginner. So let me introduce myself. My name is Yvette Boone. I'm a recovering software engineer and a lifelong creative hobbyist. And here on this channel, we create a safe space for Black women to incorporate creative hobbies into their wellness practice. And for me, plants are a part of my wellness practice. So, and I love to say so, I can't help myself. So, okay, let's get started. The 5 plants. Now, do I want to start with the plant or start with the reason? Let's start with my first plant. These plants are in no particular order. Okay, first off, I know I'm all over the place, but let me start by saying that this video idea started off really fun, and I was like, yes, this is going to be nice. And then I tried to narrow it down to 5, and it was like, oh my goodness. My original list of 5, I had to take some of them off because they didn't quite fit into that category. I wanted to make sure that any plant that I put on this list was plants that I had experience with. So that eliminated, when I say experience, I mean in all the categories of the reasons why. And you'll understand what I'm saying once I tell you what those reasons why are. So let me start with the first plant. And the first plant is the Manjula POTHOS. When I tell you she is a beauty, she is a beauty. I potted this beauty up in a video, and I will link that video below. And she has been thriving ever since. But let me give you one of the reasons why I chose all 5 of these plants. And one of them is that she propagates so easily. So, and what I mean by easy is simple. Right? It's simple in how they propagate. If you give it the right conditions at the right time, they're going to do beautifully. I know sometimes we have sick pots of plants and they don't always respond to the best care in a timely fashion. If you have a fairly healthy plant, they are going to respond beautifully. This plant propagates so easily, and so do all of the plants on the list, but she in particular, the pothos in general, propagate really quickly, but the Manjula, she propagates so quickly and so easily. Once you put her in the right conditions, she thrives. So the moment I put her in a highlight situation, because she lives back here, the moment I put her in a highlight situation, which meant she was getting watered more often, she just started thriving, absolutely thriving. So if I, for whatever reason, had to start my plant collection all over again, this would definitely be on my list. All 5 of these are number 1, but she's the first one I chose to start with. So the Manjula POTHOS, she is literally like a bouquet, right? She is beautiful. Okay. If you are liking this video, then give this video a like. And if you're liking this kind of content, you would love our community. So please consider joining my community by subscribing to my channel. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know anytime I come up with an impromptu video like this. I pretty much do weekly videos. Every week around Thursday or Friday, I try to push out a new video, but sometimes I get a little hankering and I just go all rogue and do one in the middle of the week for no other reason other than the fact that I just felt like it. And you want to know, so hit that notification bell. All right, let's get back to it. So let me tell you another rule that I placed on myself because I have to make it hard. Like I said, they all are a part of my collection already, but I did not choose any plants from the same genus or species, right? So there will not be another pothos in this list. I know. So the Manjula is actually representing any pothos, but specifically the Manjula. All right, so let's do one that's already in the camera shot. It's not this one. It's this one. And I knew she was gonna be too big to put on camera fully. She is gorgeous. She still has some of the sulfur treatment on her. I rinsed her off once, but I'm thinking she's probably gonna need to be rinsed several times, which is fine. The next time I put her in the shower, I'll just kind of take in and, you know, rub on her leaves a little bit. I personally don't mind the sulfur being on her. So this is a peace lily. I'm not sure which version of a peace lily she is. I've had this plant for a very long time, since 2007. She is the oldest plant in my collection. She will, as far as I'm concerned, she will always be in my family, one form, shape, form, or another. I have another piece of her in water that's been in water now for a couple of years. So I love this plant. This is a peace lily. I personally would probably want one of those big leaf ones, but I love the narrow leaf form as well. And to be fair, she could possibly have, I remember her having wider leaves. And I think for her, if you put her in a higher light situation, she will probably produce wider leaves. But this plant is known to burn up when she gets put in highlight. She sits in a medium light sort of area and she does well. And so because I have so many other plants in my collection that require more light and take up that premium real estate, and she still does well in a medium light situation, I just leave her where she is. She's continuing. She's full of babies down here. Like, it's just full of babies. So she's not hurting by any means. Now, the reason, and like I said, all these plants fit this categories, but reason number 2, she is vocal. She will let you know when she wants to be watered, if she needs more light, if there's some little pests bothering her, and if she needs to be repotted. She's very vocal. When she needs to be watered, these leaves will lay completely down. If you ignore her, she will let you know she is not having it, okay? She will exit stage left in a heartbeat. So the thing about it is that she does warn you. So if she needs a little bit of water, or if she needs water, she will start to droop a little bit. And if you ignore her, she droops a little bit further. And she does not let this process linger on. It's not like a Dieffenbachia or Aglaonema where they could be dying and you would never know, because they would be fine. They hold that poker face like nobody's business. And then you go to touch it and the whole plant just falls apart. And it's like, what the heck happened? This baby right here, she's going to fall all the way out and let you know, I need water, I need lights, I need something, figure it out. So that's what I love about her and all the plants I have on this list. They are all vocal and they let you know that you need to change something that you're giving me, okay? Okay, plant number 3. Okay, so like I said, there are no duplicates. I had a really hard time with this one. So we're gonna just show you. This is my Hoya Princess and Queen mixed. Did I not do a BOGO or what? So I wrestled with choosing, this thing is heavy too. I wrestled with choosing the Hoya, the princess, or the queen, because I love both of them. I love the variegation on both. I love the level of variegation. Look at those completely white leaves. How do you not love this? This plant flowers. I love it. I love this plant. She has not flowered for me yet. So, and I have never propagated the queen. I have propagated the princess, and I'm assuming it's just as easy, but I can't really make that assumption, which is the reason why I end up choosing, she is heavy, guys. I end up choosing the, can you see just a little bit? I end up choosing the princess over the queen for that reason, because I never propagated the queen. Wait a minute. Yes, I have. I did. Oh. Okay, we're still gonna leave it at Queen Princess. Both of these plants are about what, which is why I felt really comfortable putting these two together in this planter. So I actually planted this planter and one other one in a video too. So I'll link that video below. But I chose this plant because not only does she give me variegation, she gives me pink stems. Can you see that? I can't hold this with one hand. Okay, I can do it. You can do it, Yvette. You can do it. She gives me pink stems. She gives me pink on new leaves, and she flowers. I mean, sure to buy me dinner. Okay, we're not gonna go there. She does everything, right? She is beautiful. Now the reason I chose the Hoya, or this Hoya in particular, is because for me, if I were starting my plant journey again, if I was a new plant parent, I need a plant that is going to do well, to do this level well in regular schmegular living conditions, right? No high humidity, no extreme light situations, no, baying at the mood or needing rainwater. Like, none of that is required for any of these plants. And so that's what I love so much about Hoyas, but in particular these Hoyas, and they are pretty easy to find. So if you needed to find one at like a local nursery or a big box store, you could find them there as well. Something is itching me. So yeah, the Hoya Princess Queen, we're gonna call it, we're gonna call it the Princess Queen. Oh, Queen Princess? Either one. Either one works. She is beautiful. She, again, too, needs to be re-rinsed. I rinsed these off, but I didn't go in and like scrub down the leaves. So it might take a minute for this sulfur to wipe clean, but she is beautiful. I'm still loving her, and she's growing. So the repotting worked. If your Hoya has stopped growing and you know it's not pests, repot it and see if that doesn't, motivate her, inspire her to grow a little more. Plant number 3 is the Hoya Carnosa Princess or Queen. Queen Mother is giving. Okay, look at that. Look at that leaf. They're nice and thick and hardy. Oh my goodness. When I tell you they can take a learning curve, all of these plants, we're going to talk about that. But yes, this, loving it. Okay, we're down to the final 2. You knew it. You knew it, right? How did you not know? This is, oh, she's so pretty. Girl. This is my Scindapsis exotica. And that is her new leaf. Hey, girl. All right. I love this plant. I really do. I do. I love this plant. She is so cute. She has so much new growth coming in. Look at all those little babies coming in there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting some little leaves first because a lot of these wet sticks need to kind of get their feet wet, but we ain't here to talk about that. You know, I could just go off on a whole tangent. We could be here for 2 hours talking about this plant. Okay, so this is the Scindapsis. This is a Scindapsis exotica, and she's ranking up there as my favorite plants. It's weird how I have this list of 5 plants that I would start my collection with, and I would say that all of them probably would fall in my favorite category, but this one would probably get listed really close to number 1. Really close to number 1, if not number 1. She's 0 no higher. If you know, you know. Okay. This is definitely one of my most favorite plants. I love this plant. She grows really quickly. She propagates really quickly, and that's the reason why she is on this list. All of the plants on this list propagate really easy. I know people sometimes have a problem with the Scindapsis propagating. The one thing I think that has worked for me is that I have to change that water regularly. I know a lot of times some plants will sit in that old stale water and they will propagate no problem. I have had no problems with most of the Scindapsis. I have a silvery Ann. Ooh, child, that thing, when I tell you she giving me issues, she giving me problems. I love you, but you getting on my nerves. She's sitting right there. Anyway, this is the big sister Scindapsis exotica. She's a good plant. I love her. And the reason that she is on this list is because her optimal, and like I said, all of these plants fall into the same category. They all of these reasons apply to all of these plants, but her optimal range of care is really wide. And what I mean by that is what I alluded to when I was talking about the princess, the carnosa princess and the queen, is that you can kind of mess up a little bit and the plant is not going to immediately die, right? Like if you, and because she's vocal, because she's hardy, she can tolerate a little abuse. It does allow for, if you are a beginner, that you have some learning space in there. And if you get it wrong once or twice, the plant is not going to just up and just die, right? You can remember back to your very first plant, the very first plant that let you know that you could possibly be a plant parent. You love that plant. It's one of, and it's, if you think back, it's probably a common plant that that most people probably just look over and be like, oh, you know, it's just the spider plant, or it's just the snake plant. But if you think back, it's probably one of those plants that was in your care when you came to realize I could actually be a plant parent, right? And then you went off and bought the more harder plants or more challenging for you to take care of. Now, this list of 5, even though they're not always the most common, I think you can find most, if not all of these plants even in a big box store these days, right? But I love her, okay? Love her. Love me some exotica. And if you know, AKA erotica. No, it's really exotica. I love this. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, the 5th plant that is on this list is big. Let me go get it. And this is why she is chosen. Okay, so this is the ZZ. And I will probably put a picture of her in because there's no way I can keep her. Wait, let's see. No, it's not gonna work. Let's do this. Okay, so the ZZ plant. And I really wanted to stay away from what most people would think would be the typical response, like a snake plant, a this plant, or that. I really wanted to stay away from those, but there are some that you just cannot not have. So the reason that I would choose a ZZ plant is because, one, they are beautiful, right? They kind of give you this lush feel without too much fuss. She is a low maintenance for sure. Now, that is specific to her. That is not of the 5 reasons, but just the ZZ plant is really low maintenance. Like, I'm to the point now where I actually have it on my calendar to just water her once a month because I want to give her more love, and she does not really fully appreciate that, okay? So this ZZ fits all the reasons, or all the reasons that I've given so far. She's easy to propagate. She might be slow to propagate, but she's easy to propagate. She grows in normal living conditions for most of us. Even if you don't have an air conditioner, if you live in a place where you don't have air condition, as long as you have some air circulating and you have normal, and when I say normal, I mean the range of temperatures in your home between like 65 and like 75, and it could be even wider than that, but not much. Like, you're not going in the 50s, right? You have some level of light. Like, all of these plants take the kind of light that you like to sit in. If you can read a book in the room, they like the same level of light. I don't put my plants in places where they need 24-hour lights and it's like stadium lights in my home. It's not that serious. All of these plants will, if you didn't even have a plant bulb, if you had a regular bulb and you put them in regular light, you use the lamp that you use in your living room, they will grow. They will grow and do well. They're vocal. So they're vocal, right? They all let you know. Now the ZZ, you kind of got to be a little careful with her. And what I mean by that is she will let you know when she wants to be watered because she will start to lay out. But because you water so infrequently, you might think she's dying. But that's really just her drooping and her letting you know, hey, I need to be watered. And then she just piped right back up. If for any reason I needed to restart my plant collection all over again, the first 5 plants that I would choose would be the Manjula, the POTHOS Manjula. It would be the Peace Lily. I can't think of the genus name right now. It's just SPATHIPHYLLUM Peace Lily. It would be the Hoya carnosa princess or queen. And number 4 would be the Scindapsis exotica, and number 5 would be the ZZ plant. So the reasons why I would have these plants in my collection is because, one, they propagate really easy. Some may be a little bit slower than others. So they all propagate so easily. So if and when you are learning plants and you make mistakes, or you already know plants well enough and life be lifing and you take a little too long to water or don't, repot on time, these plants are all forgiving. And one of the ways that they're forgiving is that they propagate so easily. You go and clip a piece off, you put it in water. I think all of the plants that I listed will propagate in water. They will even grow in water. To be honest with you, they will all grow in water as well. So they propagate really easy. All of these plants are vocal, like they let you know. The Peace Lily will lay all the way down. The Scindapsis, her leaves will curl up and let you know that she needs to be watered. The ZZ plant will lay down. They will kind of droop a little bit when they need to be watered. The Hoya, their leaves will get a little soft and a little rubbery. Typically, if you go to squeeze on the Hoya leaves, they are really crispy, sort of like a potato chip, right? Like crispy in that sense where you feel like they don't have a lot of give. If they have a lot of give, if you start feeling them get even the slightest bit soft, it's time to water that plant. And they propagate super easy because they don't even need a node. They just need some stem. If they have stem, they're going to push roots out from that stem. They don't even need a node. Did you hear me? Don't even need a node. Amazing. And they flower. Oh my God. Okay. The third reason is they require the same requirements I need to live in a space. If I live someplace where I don't need air conditioning, I typically still like a little airflow. So the temperature that I need or that I like to live in, the humidity levels that I like to live in, even the light requirements. Plants need light. The light is their food source, right? So they all need light. It's not a good idea to put a plant in a closet and think it's going to do well. Like it might stay alive for some time, but it's not ideal. Like that's not really fair to the plant, right? Like that's not, okay? For the other reason that I like is that their care range is super big. And what I mean by that is, as a new plant parent, sometimes it's hard to know what is bright light, what is medium light, what is too much water, what is the right, soil to put them in. And it's so hard to know what that is, right? Because everybody who's a plant parent has a different idea of what that is. And even though there are some standards of what bright light is, like it's still hard. It's really hard to pinpoint that thing, and you really just have to learn on your own. And I think these plants give a lot of space for that. They give you a lot of room to figure out what too much water is, or what too much light is, or what not enough light is, or all the things, right? One little bonus is that most of these plants that I chose are not pest magnets. But all of these plants, their care range is pretty large, and that makes them really easy to care for, really easy to love, and really easy to get to, this level of lush. All right, you guys. This has been a really fun video. Like I said, if you are not a fan of Rachael's channel, please go check out her channel. I absolutely love her videos, her smile, her enthusiasm. It is, if it could be bottled, I would spend my last dime on it. It is amazing. So go check her channel out. She has beautiful plants, like beautiful plants, like you would literally be in awe. It is goal worthy. Okay. Matter of fact, and me and another commenter in my last video said the very same thing. It's the kind of thing where you want to put your plants in front of the screen and say, do you see that? This is what I want for you. Check her out. Look at that. And you go and do that. For those out there that are new plant parents, or someone who wants to be a plant parent, or you've had plants for years but you just haven't mastered it, sometimes it's just a matter of owning the right plant to kind of build your confidence. So these plants are definitely a very curated list of plants that would be good beginner plants, good starter, number one starter. And no matter where I am in life, if I'm still breathing and I'm taking care of plants, I'm pretty sure that 5 or some version of these 5 plants will be in my collection for the rest of my life. I cannot see me without these plants in my collection. So hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you did, give this video a like. If you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? You have watched this video all the way to the end. Clearly you are a part of the community. So make it official and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button so you will know when I put out a new video. I typically put videos out every Thursday or Friday, but sometimes I go a little rogue and I add 1 or 2 in there if I'm so inspired. So hit that notification bell so you know when that happens. Okay, so yeah, this has been a total blast doing this video. I hope you guys, once again, I hope you enjoyed it. So if no one else has said it to you today, have a great day. Bye. Oh yeah, that's better. Oh. I want to say Lyme disease. She does not have Lyme disease. What is wrong with me? Oh my God. You need help, girl. This is the reason why. Child, I'm tired. Okay. Tell me you're a plant parent without telling me you're a plant parent. It's that moment where you pick a plant up and you start looking. Every little white speck, you like, what is that? Is that moving?